What is going on, my beautiful friends? Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Trail Talks. Today, we are headed to one of the most beautiful alpine trails you could ever ride in your life. We are going to Revelstoke, BC, Frisby Ridge to be exact. This is a chapter out of my book, The Best Mountain Bike Trails in Canada, available now on Amazon for all of the best mountain bike trails in one place. Yes, it is. Thank you, my friends. Anyways, my friends, for those of you who have never been to Revelstoke, this is one of the most beautiful towns in BC. It is just surrounded in a bowl of epic mountains and glaciers, views everywhere. It also has one of the best ski and snowboard hills, which has been recently turned into a bike park. It also is a great place to go hiking. It also has a very cool downtown core where they got live music in there. It also is one of the best towns in BC to go mountain biking. You got classic places like Boulder Mountain. You got Mount McPherson for the more intermediate riders. You got the Martha Creek DH. You got the bike park. You got the Keystone Standard Basin. And you have Revelstoke's most infamous and beautiful trail, the Frisby Ridge, alpine adventures, wildflowers everywhere, mountains everywhere the eye can see, glaciers, and this place is absolutely epic. Now, it goes without saying, before you're going on these big mountain rides, make sure you come prepared with all the food, water, and spare bike tools you're going to need, spare tubes, patch kits, everything you're going to need for a big adventure. This place is very popular, so it's unlikely you will be out there alone, but still come prepared. Navigation, not too important here, I would say. It's very hard to get lost. It is just one big trail up into the Alpine, and then you follow that same way down, which is the one drawback to Frisby Ridge is that it is a two-way trail, so as you are descending down, you must watch out for the climbers. We will get into that a bit later. But anyways, my friends, let us get into Frisby Ridge, one of the most beautiful mountain bike adventures in the world. Just views as far as the eye can see, and a very fun ride. Let us start with discussing the vehicle getting up to the trailhead. Now, this trailhead alone is high up, so views right out of the parking lot. So a 4x4 high clearance vehicle is recommended. Now, that's what they told me the first time I did it. I have been up to that parking lot at least 4 or 5 times in my Prius, which is a very low clearance two-wheel drive vehicle, so you can make it up there in any old vehicle, I would say, but the road is potholy, the road can get steep, the road can get rough, so preferably you have a 4x4 high clearance vehicle. But if you got an old two-wheel beater you want to just rip up the hill, send it, baby. That's what I did. No regrets. Send that shiz, my homies. What is next? So the trail itself, Frisby Ridge, it's a blue rated trail, 12 kilometers long, 722 meters of climb, 113 meters of descent. So, for those of you who know meters, that is a lot of climbing in 12 kilometers. It goes way up there into the beauty views, so come with your A game. Be prepared. You know, you got to have some cardio to do this one to be able to enjoy the way down. Not the hardest climb by any means. It's kind of slow and gradual, but it is a long way up there, so train up for this one a bit. If you don't have your cardio on point, this one may be kicking your butt. Not the hardest alpine trail in Canada, I would say, but you definitely need some cardio. And the thing about this is, a lot of people just stop after the 722 meters of climb. There's like a little mountaintop you can go to, soak in the views, because from there it descends 113 meters down to a little lake. So if you are tired, just do the 722 meters of climb and you can just enjoy all the downhill, because if you do the additional 113 meters of descent, you have to come out and do the extra 722 plus another 113. So consider that. There's a little mountaintop where the people gather. I felt gassed before and just stopped at the 722, but I've went the whole way as well. Anyways, my friends, what is next to know about Frisby Ridge? It is closed annually until July 15th or sometimes even later. That is to protect the caribou in their habitat. Thank you so much, the people of Revelstoke, for putting the wildlife first. We love our animals. I am just like an Ace Ventura pet detective. I love the animals, so protect the caribou in their habitat, and it goes without saying. When you are invited up into this alpine blissy wonderland, leave no trace. Pack it in, pack it out, my friends. Keep it beautiful up there, and my, is it ever beautiful. What is next? You can continue on the Frisby Vistas Trail. So for those of you cardio athletes, those of you absolute beast people, there is more riding. You can continue for 5.7 kilometers into the Alpine Wonderland. That is an additional 305 meters of climb. So if you are doing all of this, you are looking at well over 1,100 meters of climbing, which that is a lot of climbing in one day. So make sure you have your fitness in check if you are going to continue on the blue rated Frisby Vistas Trail. All of this is blue. None of this riding is too crazy or technical. It is just a long way away from home, and you are way into the Alpine by the time you're doing Frisby Vistas. Unfortunately, my cardio never let me get to the end of Frisby Vistas. I started climbing it up. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go back down. I want to save energy to enjoy my descent. So that is what I did. I unfortunately was never able to complete the full Frisby Vistas. But if you have done it, let me know what it was like and how you felt, my friends. So now, let's get into the trail itself. Climbing up is the same way you will go down. So you can scope out everything as you go up. And I will say this is an easier blue trail. Nothing too crazy. No real trail features on it. I believe there is some optional rock slabs that can feel kind of blackish. You can take some lines. I remember there was some fun optional rock slabs. Me and some of the European boys were riding. We were sampling. So there is some fun kind of side hits on this trail. But for the general trail, you know, it's your mix of flow and tech. And I would say light tech. Nothing too insane. Nothing too steep at all. Quite an easy and fun and pleasant descent. Very predictable. Nothing crazy coming up on you. So just, you know, you get a lot of roots, a lot of rocks, some more open flowy sections. There might be a tight turn or two, but very predictable, easy descent. And the one thing you just have to watch out for is climbers. The one drawback to the Frisby Ridge Trail is it is a very popular place with hikers too. So if you are going down in the busy part of the day on the weekend, you can expect to have a lot of people climbing up because it is a two-way trail. So please do not run over the climbers. I know it's a kind of a perfect trail to go to absolute warp speed, but be a responsible rider and take care of your fellow humans, mountain bikers and hikers, and do not run them down as you are going warp speed. Make sure to ride in control and make sure everyone has a great day out there, my friends. So Frisby Ridge, not open till July 15th or later. Very chill, blue rated trail. You just need the cardio to get up there, and you can enjoy all of the delicious adventures that Revelstoke has to offer, my friends. Frisby Ridge is one of the most beautiful trails you will ever ride. Alpine wonderland, mountains, glaciers, wildflowers everywhere. So this is a must ride, and nothing too gnarly. You just need your fitness about you. My friends, get out to BC. 70 chapters in this book about BC mountain biking. It's called The Best Mountain Bike Trails in Canada, but it's pretty much, this book is 70% BC, because that is where the best trails in Canada live. So if you need to learn everything about BC mountain biking, available now on Amazon. Yes, it is. Anyways, my friends, thank you so much for watching another video. I will be back soon on another edition of Trail Talks. Peace and lots of love. I am out.